Welcome. So we're going to discuss auditor's report. With an auditor's report, there are the key things that we need to understand, and that is especially the form and content of an auditor's report. And so let us go through some learning objectives in the course of this video. So there are key things that we need to note down, and that is the form and content, as we have explained, of the audit report, as well as assessing its appropriateness. The relevant auditing standards, which in this case for audit reporting, there is the ISA 700, the revised version, and also ISA 701, which talks of communicating key audit matters, which we'll get to see in a short while. And also, we have to critically appraise the form and content of an auditor's report in the case where if you're in an exam scenario, you're given a case study of a given company's auditor's report, you can be able to assess whether it is appropriately formulated. So you can see whether something is missing or something needs to be added, basing on your understanding of what clearly needs to be in an auditor's report. So let's go further, shall we? This is the structure of an auditor's report. I've kept here an unmodified audit report, but it's fine. There are key things that we need to see, and that is title and addressee being one of them. Title and addressee, here you talk about the title of what the auditor's report should be. So usually it's usually titled Independent Auditor's Report as the title. Then the addressee is whom are you addressing the audit reports to. So in this situation, it's the shareholders of the company, because they are going to be the users of the financial statements, right? So you, as the auditor, you have given them your opinion on the financial statements. So when you're writing the audit report, you're going to be addressing it to them. And after title and addressee, you're going to have an auditor's opinion section. So we know that there is different types of audit opinions. So here, in case of if you've reached to an unmodified audit opinion, your title will be opinion as the title of the section, right? But if it's another audit opinion, like let's say if it's qualified, adverse, or disclaimer of opinion, you will title it as adverse opinion or qualified opinion or disclaimer of opinion, depending on what audit opinion that you as the auditor has derived to. Then after auditor's opinion, you have the basis for opinion. So here, it depends on what opinion you've given. So if you've given an unmodified audit opinion, you're going to say basis for opinion. But if you've given an adverse opinion, then you're going to write basis for adverse opinion. And if it's a disclaimer of opinion, you just write basis for disclaimer of opinion. So here, it's basically going to, the basis for opinion, it states that the audit has been conducted in accordance to the international standards on auditing, and that the auditor has followed the necessary protocol in terms of collecting audit evidence, which is sufficient and appropriate to derive to that audit opinion that he has given in the auditor's report. Then after basis for opinion, what follows is emphasis of matter. And the emphasis of matter paragraph is titled as emphasis of matter. And emphasis of matter is, its sole purpose is to draw the user's attention to a particular matter that has been properly disclosed in the financial statements. And it is also fundamental to the user's understanding of the financial statements. So emphasis of matter paragraph, to be clear, it doesn't modify the audit opinion. It doesn't. So it means that you can issue an unmodified audit opinion, or we could say an unmodified audit report, which has an emphasis of matter paragraph. So an emphasis of matter paragraph, again, doesn't doesn't modify the audit opinion. It simply just draws the user's attention to a particular matter in the financial statements that has been properly disclosed, just for the sole purpose to allow to, which is fundamental to the user's understanding of the financial statements. And after emphasis of matter paragraph, you can have key audit matters. So key audit matters are those matters that were of most significance during the audit. And I have given here a relevant ISA which you can be able to go through again through research to understand it further. And it relates to the key audit matters. And after key audit matters, we have management's responsibility for the financial statements. So we understand that management's responsibility is usually to present and prepare the financial statements in accordance to the International Financial Reporting Standards, and also to maintain a system of internal controls and consider going concern position of the company. So those are some of the key responsibilities that management, and which includes the directors, have in terms of the responsibilities. And after management's responsibility for financial statement section, you can have the auditor's responsibility. Now this is another section where it will state the auditor's responsibility. So there is a need for you to understand that the auditor's responsibility is to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, and issue an auditor's report which is inclusive of the opinion itself. So here, their responsibility would be to provide that reasonable assurance that in all mature respects, the financial statements show a true and fair view of the entity's affairs, right? Then after auditor's responsibility section, what follows afterwards will be the other reporting responsibilities. And these can be different from, it can be different from the ones that I've said in auditor's responsibility on terms of reasonable assurance. This one will be like in the case where if there are other maybe responsibilities that the auditor needs to report to, maybe on the legal and regulatory spectrum. So those can be those can fall into a separate section which can be named other reporting responsibilities. Then afterwards we'll have the name of the engagement partner, address of the audit firm, date of auditor's report, and then auditor's signature.